say welcome to the Historic Sprints here in Leyburn. For visitors from out of town, you probably don't realise how transformed our beautiful little Leyburn is over this weekend.
Not only do you have the history of Z-Force here, the first Australian Grand Prix, now what you have, and of course just a wonderful community with fantastic people that welcome you during the course of this weekend.
22 years ago, our first running of the thing, we actually worked 12 months before that with the Historic Racing Car Club. They helped us sort of get it together for the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the first Australian Grand Prix held in Queensland, which was in 1949.
Yeah, the people around here are amazing. Like, there's all these cool cars. You're more than welcome to walk up to them and have a chat, and they tell you the story about their vehicles, and a lot of history and a lot of great gear out here, that's for sure.
Yeah, a great atmosphere. Like I said, me and Dad come here to really relax, actually. To race a car is a bonus to this weekend, and just enjoying the environment and everything. The atmosphere is just fantastic, yeah.
Once again, the sleepy little town of Leyburn takes on, well, a different character as it does every year. Well, once a year at least, when it attracts the best of the historic racing fraternity right here to Leyburn. And this year was one of those years where the best of the best showed up to have some fun and relive old memories around the streets of Leyburn. Well, we saw marvellous cars, and of course none better than this car here, one of the original 1925 Austin 7s, and this is a car of Justin McCarthy. There's the Ford Special of Barry Smith. The 1936 version was a homemade special, as this car here is a faithful reproduction by Lloyd Robinson of the Watson replica and Roadster that raced around Indy some years before. Well, that car really set the tongues a-wagging, because in fact the car is for sale and was at that meeting. Colin Chiller, the 1939 MG TB Special, well, this car raced in 1949 here at the GP but didn't get to finish.
Yes, that's correct, and I've just completed one lap now, so it's finally completed the Leyburn race. As you can see on the bonnet there, it's been at 5 Australian Grand Prix, so I'd like to get it back to Bathurst, I'd like to get it down to Loberthal, and I'd like to get to Albert Park as well. Yes, a few people have asked me why I'm racing it. The value of the car is reasonable, and certainly it's a risk putting it on the racetrack. You can always lose control and damage it, but it's one of those things. It is a race car, it's made to be raced. I'm certainly going to give it a go. There's a lot of people looking at it and all around the track, and yes, I think it's been a worthwhile event bringing it back to Leyburn.
One of the special interest cars here this year was the 1996 Toyota Celica GT4, bought here by Stuart Bowes. Well, that car is an original World Rally Championship car.
Exactly, there is quite a bit of a history with the car. It was built in late 1996. It's one of the very last cars, Toyota Celica GT4s, that were built by Toyota Team Europe in Germany. They were the factory rally team that ran it for Toyota. And it ran in the European Rally Championship with Belgian driver Freddie Loix, obviously with the Marlboro colour scheme. That's showing off his team colours. It then did Monte Carlo in 1998 with a German driver called Isolde Holderried, and she finished in 8th position. And after that, it spent the rest of the year with another German driver, Matthias Karl, who won the German Rally Championship. Its last event for Toyota was the Race of Champions in the Canary Islands in 1997, where no less than 7 World Rally Champions drove the car. The winner of that event was Carlos Sainz, and he won it in this very car. So we're mighty proud of its history from that point of view.
Well, the best of Europe wasn't even forgotten here this weekend, and plenty of great cars running around. This is Kenneth Gover's car, the little Alfa Romeo Giulia Sprint. Marvellous car. There's the Triumph Dolomite from Don Milner. And again, that car was very, well, it was a car that we used to run in the Australian Touring Car Championship. Well, this man needs no introduction. That's Alan Greenberry in the Little Hillman Imp. And that car is a crowd pleaser every time. The VW, that's right. That's the car of Colin Mayman. And I'll tell you, that VW is quick. There goes Bunchy in the Mini, having a red hot crack. And the Porsche, well, there's no racetrack that ever deserves not to see a Porsche around it. And 2 of them here this year with a fantastic 928. Now that is a fantastic car. Now have a look at the pace of this car through the back part of the circuit as it goes through the fast sweeper and across into the start-finish line here. Talk about hand-built cars for tarmac rallying. Well, Stewie Reid brought this marvellous Escort out to play. And I'll tell you what, there was nothing faster on the racetrack when he got it going.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. This car won the Welsh Championship in 2015, and we purchased it off Marion Evans Motorsport and shipped the car to New Zealand, where we ran a number of events over there. The track's fantastic. the road's in good condition, the hay bales are all in the right places, the safety features that they have here are good, but also one of the better things is the access for people to get to spectate. It's one thing going to an event, but if you can't see anything, it takes away the fun in coming, and I think that the organisers of the Leyburn Sprints do a very, very good job.
Last year we celebrated John French. Well, this year the car that he won a driving championship in Australia was right here. And the 1962 Centaur Wagon was one of the cars that really had some of the old timers talking about the history of motorsport throughout Australia. That car's not slow at all. Of course, that's the Lotus Exige, and that's Paul Stokel. That's right, Paul Stokel at the wheel of this car that could have won the Targa Tasmania outright this year. It was that quick. This Skyline, how quick is this? Phil Sutcliffe really gave that car absolutely plenty, and those cars develop so much grip, or mechanical grip, that they are so lightning fast with the short sprint circuit that they get to run on. Well, Phil Pratt bought the first ever electric car to race here at Leyburn, and this is the sound of silence. Matty Cliff was a highlight for everybody there this weekend as he barreled this R100 around. Well, he drove it like he stole it, and I can tell you what, he had the crowd on their feet cheering. He was really committed. So was this man here, John Siddons. In fact, he was so committed, for the first time that car suffering a fair bit of damage as he really pushed the envelope, chasing the best time he could over the weekend. Chris Ching in the Evo, I tell you, this car was surprisingly fast, and Chris was on the money all weekend. This young man here is a name to watch. This is young Brock Payne in the Sylvia. He was one of the hotly contested competitors in the junior category this year, and he is going to be one name to watch in the future. He is lightning fast, and he put in some great times out here this weekend. Bernice Stratton in the MX-5. That's right, she's normally the passenger side of the V8 Supercar pace car, and there's her husband who's normally driving it, so they were both sharing duties in two different cars over the weekend. Over the years, many of the competitors keep coming back every year to come and compete. Let's catch up with some of those guys now and find out why this event is so attractive to them.
Yeah, mate, been here, I think this is probably 19 years I think I've been running here. It's a 71 XY Falcon. Changed the engine, it's still 351, but got a NASCAR block and aluminium heads, and yeah, it goes pretty well.
My name's Jamie Finesse. I'm racing the 1972 Datsun 1200 Coupe this weekend at Leyburn. And yeah, this is the 12th year that I've been here running the car, and out of the 22 years of the event going, I've been here 21 of them. So yeah, it's a special event to me. Like, do a lot of other racing through the year in other categories, and this one, the outright trophy for the weekend's dedicated to my father, which he had in the first 10 to 12 years of the event, had a lot to do with the organisation and a commentator here for years. So yeah, it's sort of a close thing for me to come out here and you know, have a steer around the track.
I'm Trent Lavis. This is my 2001 Nissan 200SX S15. It's got about 400 horsepower at the tyres, running a full street radial tyre. No aerodynamics on the car at all, but it's a bunch of fun. I'd be keen to come away for a class win. We'll see how we go. But there's a few pretty cool cars in my class. We'll after a couple of runs, we'll gauge where we're at and see whether it's worthwhile winding it up or not.
Oh, this is probably my 5th time. Yeah, I love the place. It's great, good atmosphere. Guys are great. You know, we get together at night time, a bit of a barbecue over the fire over there. You know, we have a bit of a fire going, and yeah, great time.
In this car, I've been here 4 times, and I've been here previously in previous cars. But yeah, look, the Leyburn Sprints is a great event. It's very social, and yeah, the atmosphere is, you know, it's amazing, to be honest. Yeah, definitely a family effort. So my daughter Carly races. She's got the 130i, and yeah, she enjoys that as well, and doing really well. She was in a pro time previously, so it's a new learning curve for her. Yeah, it does. And look, we're not just here for the racing. Like I said, we're here for the atmosphere, watching the other cars, you know, the camaraderie between everybody. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we're running the Peter McCullers 69 Corvette Stingray this weekend, and we're doing rides as well for raffles. Yeah, Julie Finesse come with me she took it a couple of years ago, and she said it's still the best, still remembers it that well, and she said it was the best run she ever had in the car. So the Corvette puts you back in the seat a bit, and the experience around here is pretty good.
Well, from the sounds of silence to the V8 roar of the muscle cars out on track, and Jamie Chant really set the mark extremely high for everybody. And that was a man there. This man, I'll tell you, absolutely out of control, and that is Mark Crespin in the mongrel. That car had you could say a spectacular weekend. He was one of the outright cars, and this car here, well, it hardly fitted through the hay bales. That's in fact the really huge Ford Galaxy of Paul Ritchie. The biggest car in the field, nearly had its own postcode. Car 117, that's Graham Alexander in this magnificent HT Monaro. Car number 114, that's Mike Collins at the wheel, and this car has actually been to and competed in Pikes Peak as well. He's the race director, and you can see by the footage here that he absolutely loves this event as well. Consistent Trans Am competitor, and car number 39, that's Ken Oliver. That car's a consistent racer here at this event, and again, another one of the Group N cars that comes out to do battle. This car here, 37. This is the LJ Tirana of Glenn Westner, and this car has got some history. This car has had a lot of drivers at the wheel of it over the years, and the HQ Holden of Don Harris did a great job. That's not a standard Gemini, by the way, folks. That is in fact a supercharged V6 Commodore, and that thing goes like stink, as you can see as it got sideways out of the corner. Well, the Bramwell Auto Group V8 Supercar Challenge hit the track as well over the weekend, and these faithful replicas of the V8 Supercar Series in a time gone by really had everybody on the sidelines watching. They were fantastic photo opportunities for those who loved it. Well, there goes Wayne Bell in his car. That's a car that was very, very famous in its day when it was raced by Brock. There's, of course, the car by Shane Woods. Lovely looking car, though. I love that livery because that was the first of that style of car. Here's Mark Bramwell in his car, and that car was lightning fast over the weekend as well. Great to see it out there. Well, they did a great job of putting on a show, and that's exactly what they're here to do. Not everything was on track over the weekend, as the Shannon Show and Shine brought out some of the best cars from the Lockyer District and also places throughout Australia who come and do battle, well, for what was going to be a great event. Hundreds of cars showed up, and of course the Retro Caravan display brought out the best in the country as well. Look at the quality of some of these displays that went on, and I can tell you now, the winner was a deserved one as well. Great vans. Look at the historic content of these vans and some of the brand new teardrop campers that were around. You can't take it away too, because this the Flair Action Sports Show is on track as well, and these madmen, and I mean madmen, they are MADD, these guys, as they put on a great show over the 2 days. Well, each year at this event we do a great thing, and we donate some money through to a worthy charity. And once again, Trish is going to tell us who that charity is this year.
You know, we always say charity starts at home, so that's what we're doing. And so this year, the Leyburn State School is our beneficiary. So hopefully we'll be able to hand over a cheque for several $1,000s to them after the weekend. But not only do they benefit, it's all the other organisations, community organisations that do, our chip vans, our hamburger stalls, all our rubbish removal, all that kind of thing. They also benefit with money, so they can use it for whatever they need to use it for.
Well, the top 3 results this weekend, and young Riley Brook did a great job in the Formula Renault. Lightning fast car, but just not good enough to get himself further up the pace. And how quick was this car? As you can see, really pushed it hard. Look at this lap. He is really, really on the money and very committed through this tight and twisty circuit. Those hay bales come up very, very quickly at this speed, I can tell you. Second place was this car here of young Michael von Rippard in the 1992 Dallara. The time that this guy got to achieve was unbelievable. Got down to a 42.29, and the time was lightning fast, and it was very, very quick. But it only had him to the second rung of the ladder. But this car here, Dean Amos in the 2006 Duel, who set the stunning time of 40.56 to set a new outright lap record. Every run, he basically beat the old mark by just a little bit. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a great result for the weekend. Really happy with the time. Car went well, which was nice.
Well, brand new car this year as well, so that made the difference?
Yeah, it was a brand new car. I've only driven it a couple of times, so it was unknown, but yeah, it's definitely come up with the goods, that's for sure.
That elusive 39 second bracket, 40.56 or whatever the time was, close enough. It's now going to be a perfect lap to get that 39.
I think it's achievable, but as you say, you have to have to do a perfect lap and good conditions too to do it. But it is there, but maybe next year.
Well, things are wrapping up here at the 22nd annual Leyburn Sprints, and what a great weekend it was. We saw some great racing and some fantastic results throughout the weekend. I can tell you now, the near 39-second lap from Dean Amos. It was that close. We nearly had it in the bag, but a shifter problem in the last round really put pay to that. Well, what a great result it's been. This has been a fantastic weekend. We can't wait for 2018.